my heart did stop in the first round.
I loved it.
The funniest thing is Inoue's face on the floor.
Yeah, like it was a good fight. Really enjoyed it.
It was more like he had respect and went, yeah, that's a good punch.
Oh my God, if I get beat in the first round, that's it.
So the first round, Nery actually outlanded him and obviously got the knockdown 15-8.
You know what Inoue done halfway through the second round? He made Nery a little bit scared to throw the shots.
Welcome back to BoxCast with special guest again, Simon. Today we're going to discuss the recent contest between the Monster and the Pantera, Naoya Inoue and Luis Nery. And then we'll do a mention to the Mexican contest between Canelo and Munguia. We'll do a bit of both. But yeah, let's start with the Monster. What did you think of that? That was a wow. As a certain Kazakh journalist would say, wow, we were. Yes, fantastic.
Where do we start?
I've got to admit, my heart did stop in the first round. I was worried because obviously Inoue is our fave boxer on our channel,
but I said
to you,
I said to you in the podcast we did on it,
we've got to give you credits for the surprise.
Don't be surprised. There's going to be some surprises in this fight.
I think the funniest thing is Inoue's face on the floor.
Yeah, like
this wasn't supposed to happen.
It's a great fight, wasn't it?
It was a great fight. It was a good contest.
Told you it was going to be a good fight.
I think you've got to give props to Nery, despite the animosity, despite the things.
Nah, I told you, mate.
And at the end of the fight, I think a lot of the Japanese fans even gave him respect. Because he was basically high-fiving out the ring, whereas he got booed at the beginning.
Told you, Nery's a good fighter. I think a lot of people, you look at, it was a 6-round knockout. A lot of people think it was an absolute damnation. Nery was in that fight through a lot of it. Well,
I'll give you a bit of the punches now. So the first round, Nery actually outlanded him and obviously got the knockdown 15-8. From the second round, obviously, in a way, the Monster turned it. So that one, he landed 21-4 knockdown. Actually, let me get my scorecard as well. I've got all the knockdowns on there, Boom, boom, boom.
I loved it.
Yeah, so there's knockdown for Inoue in the first round. Obviously, Nery won that round. Second round, knockdown for Nery got knocked down. So yeah, the 21-4. Third round was 19-7, yeah, because the Monster turned it on. 26-8, and he took a bit round. But then 21-14 and 12-6. But obviously he knocked him down in the fifth, and he knocked him out in the sixth. But if you actually look at the punch percentages, it's not that far. Well, yeah, Inoue's is really good because he's first round he's 33%, but then it's 56.8, 51, 49.1, and then 33.9 and 46.2. I think the fifth though, he was trying to get him out of there, so it's gone up down a little bit because he was a bit less. But even Nery was like in 30%, which for somebody who's allegedly in the end of a beat down is quite good.
It was a good fight. Really enjoyed it. Both.
You made it a contest. It was a good contest.
Yeah, like I say, I said to you, Nery is a good fighter.
First time Inoue's ever been knocked down.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't win, but I did say there'd be some surprises.
Yeah, made a good prediction.
I knew anyway you'd break him down in the end. What did surprise? I think what Inoue done is he made Nery after the halfway through the second round. He made Nery a little bit scared to throw the shots.
He started turning it, didn't he? He started turning the screws. And once he knocked him down, I think then it was Godzilla mode, and it was just I'm gonna beat you down. Then he punch percentages to round 3, round 4 is just like ridiculous.
I mean, it's just a great fight as well. He's just ruthless, isn't he? In a way, absolutely.
Well,
ruthless.
Most fighters, if you get knocked down, get a bit wary. He just switched.
Yeah, I mean. Do you know
he was a little bit more careful, but he switched and went, I'm going to knock down. And as soon as he knocked him down, it was like basically went, Godzilla mode now.
I think they'd worked on. I think Nery's seen that.
It's a good punch.
It's the left hand or the right hand comes down when he throws the left, doesn't he? He is quite open to it, so he's got to. He fixed it afterwards.
because Nery tried it again, but then he adjusted his thing, didn't he? And so you got to give him props. His boxing IQ is quite high. He changed the angle of attack and a bit, so he protected himself. But yeah, he got caught by that, which is props to Nery's corner and Nery for finding the weakness. Because it was a clean shot. It was a good punch. That knocked him
and it
down.
hurt him.
It hurt him. It didn't buzz him too much. I think he was all there, but it was more like, wow, that's a good punch. It was more like he had respect and went, yeah, that's a good punch.
I think it was more of like, as well as...
And a bit of shock of like...
Oh my God, if I get beat in the first round, that's it.
There's 40,000 plus people in here not going to be happy.
You always get value for money with Inoue, don't you?
He's always a fantastic performance.
And what I like was Nery come to win.
Nery made it a fight. He didn't just turn up for the money.
You know, he come to win.
He's got to have, like I said, I've got respect for Nery because of the way he fought, the way he's come in, and like I said, even at the end, he was always in the fight. It was, in a way, he's in weight, so he's the monster. But yeah,
and I think
Nery lives up to his name, the Pantera.
And I think again, it just proved my point, and this is why I think Inoue hasn't moved up super quick in the weight is. As you move up in weight, the shots hurt more and they can do some damage. I think in a way he's definitely realised that now.
Well, I think it's his corner being sensible. That's why they've had the three conditioning fights at this weight as well as winning the belts. I think it's a sensible move, and I think they're saying Goodman next, isn't it?
I mean, who is he?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question.
Who is he?
I was like, who's that guy standing in the ring?
I mean, I knew who he was when I come in the ring.
When you have like things in the ring, it's normally there's something there. You know who it is and why they're there. I was like, who's this guy? Is he like somebody from his corner?
I mean,
what is he there for?
He's the IBF mandatory.
No, he's a decent boxer, but like he's not.
Yeah, but mate, don't come in the ring and start, fight me or
you could understand why a Nery or somebody like that would come in the ring. They had to Palace at the side, but even he was respectful. This guy just like he's
what's he had about 4 fights all in Australia or something.
Yeah.
Now look, he's the IBF mandatory. I don't know whether that. I think that fight has. I don't know whether it's been ordered or. The IBF are pretty good.
I think they're negotiating, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're negotiating. Obviously, if they got him in the ring, they're going to, in a way, normally they go along that ring.
But I believe the Saudis have found Inoue.
20 million, I think they've offered him or something plus.
Yeah, because he only got paid like 3.3.
Yeah, you told me. I was a bit surprised.
I was like... I mean, you filled out.
I'm sure he's made more for Palace and things.
Yeah,
because for Fulton, because he's on about 5 or 10 there. But yeah, I think they've made him a suitably large offer, shall we say?
3.3 is nothing. Well, it's sorry, they shouldn't say that, but 3.3 for. I mean, what was it in that stadium? 50,000.
It's 44,000 or something like that. Well, it's a 50,000 venue, but I think with a boxing.
How much were the tickets? £4 each.
Yeah. In Japan, I don't think so. In Tokyo.
Yeah, but to only get 3.3 million.
Yeah.
I'd have thought they got, I'd say between 10 and 50. I suppose because it's such a lightweight. Again.
Well, I think, like I said, I think against Fulton and Co, he's upwards of it's about 5 to 8 to 10 million. So I would have thought about 8 to 10 million for that venue.
I mean, like I say, Goodman is...
Because he's huge in Japan, so he's getting money. But maybe whatever reasoning in it. But like, the Saudis have obviously, the point being they've offered more. So,
I mean, he could go to, Australia seems to be getting quite a lot of fights over there at the moment. So the Goodman, I'm sure.
Well, I think they get crowds, isn't it?
Sure
like this
Goodman would want to fight in Australia. In a way, he'd want it in Japan. Maybe a fight in the UK.
Well, I think they know he's going to move. So I think Saudi may be more lucrative than Australia. They were talking about Australia first.
Yeah, did I hear that he was going to be on the undercard of AJ at Wembley? Or am I completely making that up?
No, somebody is. Was it him or one or the other?
I could have swore it was in a way.
It might be
Wembley. Sorry, at Wembley.
Wembley.
That'd be interesting.
Go on, carry on and let me Google it.
I mean, because I've said in the past that he doesn't come out of Japan, but he has, because I think he's fought in Saudi before.
He's fought a few times. He's fought in...
he was in the Super 6, wasn't he?
He's fought there and he's fought in Vegas as well.
Yeah.
Against Maloney.
So, yeah.
What's the guy's name? Goodman, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he has a couple more fights at this weight division as well, in a way. And then he moves up, possibly.
Yeah, it was initially, I think the plan was to go to Australia because obviously there's quite a lot of Japanese there and it's not that. And obviously you get him other fans and to show around. But then I think there has been speculation from the Saudis and others to get him in.
But the world's his oyster, isn't it?
Do you see the comments? Sometimes they write, like, who's he fought? And then there's somebody writes on it, yeah, the 13 world champions is the last fight. Like, either former or current world champions.
Who wrote that?
Yeah, I know. Some idiot who wrote the first part.
Who's he fought? Honest to God.
I'm with Mike Tyson. He's the monster.
Who's he fought?
Yeah, you're right. It could be on the AJ undercard at Wembley. I think they're trying to get him to persuade him.
Yeah. I mean, because they need a massive card there.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
That would be huge. My only it depends who they bring into it. I mean, Goodman, thing is, as a boxing fan, it doesn't matter who you throw in against Inoue, you're just going to watch him.
You're watching it for. We don't really care who's fighting, to be honest.
And I'm sorry, Goodman, you cannon fodder.
Yeah.
And when we do, if that fight does get made, the podcast is just going to be, Inoue's going to knock you out inside 3 rounds. And that's me.
It's what round is he going to knock you out in?
And that's me prediction already. He's knocking you out in 3 rounds.
I think the one in that division is that Akhmadaliev is the one. But then he got beat by Tapales, and Tapales gave it a hell of a go against. Yeah. I think he's got the most. Well, Nery's got kudos. I think
But I tell you what, to take away Inoue out of that division, it's quite a. There's some good fights to be made in that division. There really, really is. With Fulton, Nery, Tapales. Yeah, all right, 3 guys have been defeated. But, and Akhmadaliev.
That's nothing against them. You're just against somebody who's exceptional.
Them 4 fighters, to have a little fight between yourselves.
There's a couple of others as well.
Didn't I say Tapales was fighting someone?
Yeah. I didn't have a chance to look it up. So I think I think people disrespect the lighter weight quite a lot. Because there's a load of them going, fight Tank Davis, fight the other guy. Mate, do you understand the weight? There's weight divisions for a reason. 135, one thing is too high for him. I think 126 is going to be his, maybe 130.
Tapales fought yesterday.
Did he?
So the 10th or the 5th against Natapong Janku.
Friday.
I think it must have been a warm-up fight. He won by KO. I missed that.
Well, but Tapales was good.
Pretty disappointed. I'm disappointed I missed that.
There's been a few. The thing now is because there's so many big fights, there's some sneaking under the radar, isn't it? Of some good fighters sneaking under the thing. Should we have a look at who's in the division?
Yeah, I'm just going to look. I'm sure they had him lined up to fight someone. Sorry, he won by knockout in the first round.
Yeah, that's a warm-up. It's not even a warm-up, is it then, really? What are we at? Super Bantamweight, isn't it? Super Bantamweight.
Yeah, his future opponents include Stephen Fulton and Lewis Nery. It's good fights for Tapales, to be fair. Good fight for him. He's 32. Go for it, kiddo.
Yeah, obviously, in a way, we know. Then there's Fulton, Tapales, Akhmadaliev, Goodman. Nery's there. Obviously, this is the thing you get. He hasn't beaten anybody. Fulton's number 2. He's beaten him. Tapales number 3. He's beaten him. Goodman's number 4. He's going to fight him. Nery's number 6. I think Nery was actually higher, but he's beaten him.
I'm sorry, he won the Super 6.
Yeah.
Which had some superstars in it.
And if you look at the fighters he beat before, so Goodman's now the number 1 for the WBO contender.
IBF.
So Nery, who else is Akhmadaliyev's a bit lower? Who else is not? Cardenas, Aleem. Right,
I'd like to say I think it is mandatory next is Goodman.
I think he's Goodman's number. He's IBF and WBO. He's the mandatory, isn't it? He's the next level. He's the number one. Then who else have we got? Yeah, there's Picasso, isn't it? The Mexican guy, Nery, Akhmadaliev, Davis, Fulton, Goodman's lower.
Like I say, I think it's Goodman and then move up again. For me personally,
well, I think they said after the Tapalis fight it was going to be Nery. And one of our fans has told us Nery, Goodman, and then Akhmadaliev. But I'm not sure Akhmadaliev has the same pull. And then, go up.
Or retire.
I think they wanted him to fight Akhmadaliev anyway. He was supposed to be the one that he fought instead of Tapalis. It's just Tapalis pulled it out and beat him. I'm going to give credit. I think Tapalis was probably his toughest fight, although Nery's made it. I think Nery gave him more of a shock. I think both of them were really good. But Fulton was the one who was a bit disappointing there because I think he just...
Yeah, I think, like you say, a lot of people are saying, oh, go and fight these fighters. Look, he hasn't got the frame to move up the weight the likes of a Manny Pacquiao did. He just hasn't. He's never going to be I don't think he'll ever be like a 140.
I don't think he needs to because he's undisputed at 2 weights. Right, all right, Crawford might get there first to be undisputed at 3 and he's capable of it, but he hasn't got age on his side, but we'll see. I think if Inoue cleans out the 126, what else you got to prove to anybody?
Exactly.
And the thing is, we've said a few times, the 126 has got some dangerous, bad people in it, bad boxers. So, dangerous, bad. That ain't going to be easy.
That can knock him out.
Yeah, there's going to be a step up in size, range, height, reach, weight, the weight when they're fully hydrated and everything, and they're going to have the power. In this division, he can walk them down. You've got in that one, you're probably not going to have that advantage, isn't it? Or not as easily.
No, not as easily.
And I think if he proves it at that weight, then there's nothing else to prove because it's way beyond. You don't really need to go up more than that, isn't it?
Would you want him to fight at Wembley?
I'd be there.
It'd be great,
I'd want
wouldn't
us to go there.
It'd
be fantastic.
Fight
in front of 80, 90,000, 100,000, whatever there is in boxing.
But could you imagine an Aussie? Because let's be honest, we don't really like Aussies over in England because of there's a big rivalry. So if he gets, I
think they're going to be.
If Inoue can smash an Aussie in. Mate,
he's going to have a huge fan base.
This be your second home.
Yeah.
Absolutely your second home.
Well, I think British boxing fans are quite knowledgeable and thingy. But I think because he's only fought over there, not all over the place, I think if he comes here, he'll get a large fan base.
I think he has fought in the UK before,
He's fought over a few places.
I'm sure
when he was
fought
less
in the
known,
UK.
I think. Go on, you can have a look up. Yeah, Goodman's not KO percentage is 44%. You ain't going to have much chance against, in a way.
I'm sure he has. It doesn't matter whether he has or he hasn't really, does it?
Not really.
But no, I think
he may have fought, but he was less known. I think now doing it would be a different level.
He's just sent another message out, hasn't he, that he is the pound for pound number one.
Yeah, so you say. I'm still of the opinion that he's 1B to Crawford's 1A.
No. He's far more.
But I think he's definitely in the conversation. The conversation is between him and Crawford. Who's the best?
He's far more active than Crawford.
Yeah.
So
but I think Crawford's achievement still keeps him at number one. He's undisputed. He's undisputed in 2 weights first.
Okay, Inoue's undisputed in 2 weights.
Yeah, second.
Doesn't matter.
So it's like this is like 1 millimeter.
So when was the last time Crawford fought? I think Inoue's had 3 fights since the last time Crawford fought.
Maybe at least, maybe more.
So yeah, for me, it's Inoue, and I think
it's a lot of people who say that. I think Ring Magazine's given him number
Of course he
one
is.
position
He's
as
the
well.
best.
So
He's got to be just on activity alone and who he's for.
on activity, he's
But, Crawford's got a tough fight coming up.
yeah. Well, I think if you got to be fair, you should be active. So I think Inoue probably steps up to number one.
Exactly,
Crawford's got
thank
to fight and win, and then get back up to there.
So who's number
but
one?
it's 1A and 1B.
Who's pound for pound number one at this precise moment?
Inoue is 1A. Crawford is 1B. Then number 3 is Usyk, and then here we carry on with the rest.
But no,
Then
Inoue.
better be Evan Bivol, and then carry on with Canelo.
You've got to throw Canelo back up there, haven't you?
Yeah. And speaking of that, shall we move on to that fight? Canelo versus Munguia.
I really enjoyed this fight,
It was a good fight. Munguia started well.
What Munguia did that...
Until he got knocked down. He was doing well.
What Munguia did that a lot of boxers haven't done is they came to fight.
Yeah.
He came to win. And, we're both Munguia fans. And he did come to fight. The problem with coming to fight against Canelo is
unless you're going to knock him out, which is not likely.
That falls into Canelo's hands. That's what he wants. Because the last few times Canelo's fought, it's been against guys that have just basically signed up for a payday.
He looks worse against people who run like Charlo, who just basically ran all round and just to survive. And Munguia didn't come to do that. No. He actually came to have a fight, came to win, which you've got to respect.
And Munguia had success. And I think Canelo...
Well, I think I gave him the first 3 rounds. Let me see, what did I
And then he got blitzed with an uppercut.
Yeah, and then knockdown is when it switched over.
Yeah. But even to the final bell, Munguia was...
Well, I've got the CompuBox thing, isn't it? It's not the far. It's just Canelo went on to... Because the first round of Munguia's, second round you can give to Canelo, although I give it to... I have got it close, but I think Canelo was slightly ahead. Third round is Munguia's, although close again. And then fourth round was close. It's 21 to 20 punches. It's just obviously the knockdown, because I think Munguia was winning the round until he got knocked down. And then it switched, because then you could see Canelo turned it up a bit. And it's like punching accuracy, because he's like 50%, 40%, 50%, type of thing.
I think I had it 6-4 to Canelo, which I know that sounds quite close, but... six? No. Yeah, I think six rounds to 4.
Like in the first 3, then 4. So yeah, so it's basically 3-3, but he had the extra round, so he's got 4-3. Then I think a fair few of them were should have been Canelo's, but they were quite close. But then Canelo's won most of them. But then the 9th round was close. The 10th round went again. Then he's got close again, because I think Munguia's punch output is really high, but he was either getting blocked or missing with a lot of them. But
Munguia again impressed me, and he can come again, no problem at all.
There's no shame in losing.
And I'd say
it was a close fight. It wasn't
was a close fight,
one-sided.
and Munguia's young enough to easy come back. He can go and fight some of the other guys. Canelo.
The look of disappointment on his face at the end, though, was just sad. It was just...
Yeah, and I think
he's disappointed with himself, but...
No, mate, he did really well.
Because I had it the 115, 112. I think the other cards were a bit too wide.
Yeah, I think that's what... I think I did...
But the knockdown changed it. I think up till then, Munguia was doing...
Like I say, I thought Munguia did really well. He did play into Canelo's hands a little bit, but he came to win. He did come to win, and that's not a lot of fighters have done that against Canelo in the last.
Not a lot of made it fight, and he was competitive in the fight, because he still got about a 30% punch. Yeah. It's just Canelo's with 49% accuracy, isn't it? Which is
and he pushed Canelo to come out and fight as well.
Well, I was going to say, I think that's the best Canelo performance for a while.
Canelo couldn't take his little breaks that he usually likes to take. And
because Munguia basically throws above 50 punches around. It's the third round, he threw 70 punches.
Yeah. You say he put he's
Well,
put,
his first round where he was less was 39. Then it's 59, 70, 55, 56, 54, 62, 53, 61, 56, and 11th, or maybe a little bit tired in 44, then 54 in the 12th round. So he made Canelo work because Canelo started 11, and then he's gone up. Canelo's had to up his rate to 49, 41, 56, 50, 48, 58, 38, 44, 42, 51, 48.
Exactly.
Which Canelo normally throws around about 30.
Exactly. He made Canelo work, and I think Canelo really enjoyed that fight as well.
Yeah. I think that's Canelo at his best. But Munguia's a strong boy. I don't think he could. Well, I don't know whether he let him go or whether he didn't close him out, or he realised I ain't going to knock this guy out. I just got to box him.
No, I think Canelo was trying to knock him out, to be fair.
He was heavy on power punches.
Do you know what? Because I think I picked Munguia to win on points. And do you know what changed it for me? I changed my mind. Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah. Okay, go on now. You can have your...
stupid man.
Yeah.
Saying that thing to Canelo just made me go, oh my God, Munguia's going to get battered now because Canelo can't batter De La Hoya because
he's going to take it out on him.
So
I think he did a little bit.
De La Hoya, just shut up, mate.
I don't know what he's on or what he's going on. The thing is, I think he needs a spotlight on himself.
Yeah, and that's his issue. He doesn't like the fact that the spotlight isn't on him anymore. So he's got to make the spotlight on him. Mate, you should have been promoting Jamie Munguia more than anything. You didn't even mention him.
No.
You really didn't mention him.
Canelo.
Yeah.
And like jealousy.
All you talked about is,
how
you made Canelo where we was. No.
Canelo made Canelo.
Canelo did, mate. You don't like the fact that Canelo left you. Get over it. Get over it. And that's why he doesn't like Eddie Hearn, because Canelo went to Eddie Hearn. Yeah. And
but they helped make the fight.
Oscar going, oh no, I was ready with my fist clenched. No, you weren't. You were walking backwards giving it that. Because you
could be ready, but Canelo's going to clean you out.
Because you know Canelo was going to spark you. Just shut up.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Just shut up.
I think Munguia needs to move from him, because Munguia is just not that kind of person. He's such a nice guy and respectful and everything else.
De La Hoya just needs that, like you say, he needs that spotlight on him. And, this is why...
No, if you're going to get up and go, yeah, Munguia's going to beat you, do. If you're bigging up your fighter, whether it's just bluster or not, you can understand it. But it's like you said, it was never about Munguia. It was just him and Canelo.
No, it wasn't. And
that's not a fight promotion. That's just like personal laundry.
You want to control boxing, and unfortunately, you don't anymore. You're not even the top promoter in the US.
Yeah.
You're not even the second or third top promoter in the US, unfortunately. And around the world, you're not in the top
There's
5.
Other people taking it, yeah.
And you don't want to go to Saudi. You don't want to work with other promoters.
The thing is, whether you like any of them or not, all the others, even Al Heyman and co, so Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, everybody's working now. They're even working together, which obviously...
Yeah, all right, money has got a lot to do with that, but it's also got to do with the fact that they've got them in a room and said, we need to make the best of the best,
and those guys are taking it on board.
Yeah. And they're making the best fights.
Yeah.
The De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn did an interview a few months back, and De La Hoya is there giving it the old, we're going to work together and make these fights. No, you're not. You didn't even give Eddie Hearn a ticket for the fight, did you? Let's be honest. No. The two faces you had of Ryan Garcia and Munguia. I love Jamie Munguia. I'd have hated it if he'd have won because of Oscar De La Hoya, what you would have been like.
Well, it's like, I think we spoke about it before, isn't it? Once Munguia had a chance until De La Hoya opened his mouth.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Just ruined it for his
because
fighter.
Canelo he couldn't take it out on De La Hoya, so we thought, I'll just take it out on him.
You knew you were going to get the best version of Canelo, and
that's why I said to
version.
You, we need to do another podcast. I need to change my prediction now. Because, like I say, I picked Jamie Munguia to win on points. But yeah, De La Hoya, do your boxers a favour, shut up.
You've either promote them, don't make it about yourself, isn't it? You're a promoter for your boxers, not for yourself.
If you want to speak to Canelo about stuff like that, speak to him face to face privately. Don't do it on some young lad biggest stage of his career.
Yeah, biggest fight of his career.
And it was uncomfortable.
To be honest, I was hoping Canelo was going to spot.
Yeah.
You need to be shut up.
I mean,
it's embarrassing, really bad. And then, like I said, if you're promoting your fighter, then all right, you expect a bit of that for the promotion. Or my guy's going to do this to you, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah,
that's fine. But it wasn't. It was nothing about his fighter.
And
it's just a personal beef, and then like it's got nothing to do.
Munguia,
with
do yourself a favour, leave Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, get yourself a better promoter.
Because De La Hoya didn't get you that Canelo fight. Canelo got you that fight, not the other way around, mate. So it'd be interesting.
I think Munguia's got a lot left in him. Really,
he has, and you know what?
There's no shame in that loss.
There's some still big fights out there.
He's still a good boxer. He
De La
did really well.
Boom, 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 boom.
Well, let's leave him. Canelo next. Do you think Benavidez?
I don't know. I mean, Canelo's been clever, hasn't he?
Is he? Do you reckon he is just waiting out to get that 200 million, then retire
well,
and have a fight with him
he?
because he's got nobody else to fight?
He's clever, isn't he? Saying 200 million,
but he called him into the ring, did he? And he didn't. Benavidez didn't go in. I haven't seen it, but I've read.
You know, someone might pay him 200 million.
I've seen the fight. I don't think he's going to get 200, but I can tell you this. He'd get a big pay packet.
I can tell you this. Canelo ain't scared of him.
No.
And
I don't think, whatever else you think of him, I don't think Canelo's backs down from anybody.
Will fight him.
Yeah.
You know, all you have to look at is, you know, Canelo fought Triple G when no one wanted to fight Triple G. Canelo fought everyone.
He ain't back. He's gone up to light
the
heavyweight.
The only thing I will
people.
say is, you know, Canelo in boxing years is old. He's had so many fights.
It's like the Mexicans. They start so young.
You've got some young up and comer, super strong, who can box, who can hit. He is a nightmare for Canelo. So Canelo...
Well, I think his height and reach is the problem. He's like a light heavyweight, isn't he?
Quite rightly so. Canelo is saying, yeah, give me 200 million and I'll fight him. I ain't doing it for pennies. Yeah. And yeah, he's right, because it's going to be a massive night's work for Canelo. Other than that, you know, everyone's still talking about the Crawford fight. It doesn't interest me, that.
I think it's too much of a difference in weight.
Just doesn't interest me. Because, like, I mean, I think even Canelo said if I beat him, you're just going to say...
He was too small.
Yeah. Just like Bivol against Canelo, no one gives Bivol the credit, really.
A bit of credit, but not as much as he should get, really.
Because Canelo's moved up to his weight division.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you move up to upper weight.
Well, it's kudos to Crawford, because obviously he's going to have a huge pay, probably the biggest pay packet of his time.
Yeah, for Crawford, it's a great fight.
It's fantastic. But if he loses, he's just too big. It's a win-win-win for him. It's just a loss for Canelo in every way, other than the money for the fight.
But the problem is Canelo, he's got 3 or 4 fights left in his career, I'd say, and they need to be huge. Benavidez, Crawford, Bivol.
Well, I think the Bivol rematch only makes sense if Bivol beats Beterbiev.
I don't think the Bivol rematch happens now.
I don't think it happens.
The Crawford fight, I don't.
Okay. I think it makes more sense for Crawford to try and go undisputed at the third weight division.
Unless the Saudis come and say, yeah, here's 200 million, you're fighting Crawford in Riyadh season next year. Then yeah, Canelo might fight him because it's 200 million. Of course you are, or 100 million, whatever it is.
It's just a pay packet.
Yeah,
that's the only thing for Canelo. But it's not a valid fight.
But Canelo, like he admits now, it is just a pay packet. Because let's be honest, he doesn't need to prove his legacy.
Nope.
He's a multi-weight world champion. He's fought everyone there is. So now it is about money, and at least he admits it. Yeah, for Benavidez.
For Benavidez, it's about the kudos.
Yeah.
For Canelo, it's about...
It reminds me a little bit like Carl Froch, Joe Calzaghe era, when Calzaghe was up here and Carl Froch was down here, and Carl Froch calling him out, and Calzaghe was like, "You're no one to me. I don't get anything from beating you.
There's no value in
and it's a little... Does Canelo get anything from beating Benavidez? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I do think he does now, because everyone... I think Canelo's played a blinder in the fact that he's held off the fight, because now everyone is saying, oh, you're scared of Benavidez, he can beat you, he can beat you, he can beat you, he can beat you. So if it does happen and Canelo knocks him out,
Yeah,
and
I think it's built up that thing.
it's built up that everyone will be in shock. Because I think Benavidez, I think Benavidez might go in as favourite.
Could do.
But I'd like to see Munguia against Benavidez.
Yeah.
I think that's a great fight.
I think it's a great fight.
I really, really do. But like I say, Canelo, he's running out of options.
There's not much left for him to fight, isn't it? There's nobody really at his weight who's competitive other than the really only fight left was Munguia and Benavidez.
And he could wait another 12 months, Canelo, and then just sit back and say, get me that 200 million, and when you've got it, give me a call.
I'm there, I'm ready. I'll fight you now. Well, he basically said, I'll fight you now. I fought Munguia, I'll fight you now.
Fair play to him.
Give me the money.
Good on him.
I'm ready, I'm warmed up.
Yeah, good on him.
I don't need to do anything else.
He set his price, find it.
I think people who are saying that he's scared, I think that's disrespectful. I think, it's basically just saying, well, if you want me to fight, if you want to fight, you want to see it. Because he knows now it's basically at the end of his career. Not because he's lost it, because there's nobody left to fight.
There isn't no one left to fight.
There's nobody real sense to fight. Bivol, but the thing is, you're probably going to get schooled again because Bivol is too good. As much you're going to try and beat him, the problem you've got is his height and range. He just boxes the same way. You can't get near to him. And he's got enough power to push him back.
I think Canelo knows that.
Yeah, I think they all know that, innit? I think Bivol has no reason to fight him again.
No, he hasn't, and I think...
And at a catch weight, it doesn't really make sense.
And I think the Saudis have got plans for the Bivols and the better BFs.
Well, I think there's the Opatayas and the Benavideses of this world, and maybe Benavidez makes more sense to go up that weight, if he really is.
Yeah, I mean, Benavidez might want to move up weight, if you're not going to get the Canelo fight.
Well, he's got all the belts, so you can't get a belt. So if you're going to get a belt, you've got to move up. And then light heavyweight, you've got... obviously there's some good fighters. I'm not sure he beats either of the two champions of that, although we'll see what happens.
You don't know. I don't know.
Beterbiev is getting on, and he's got injured again.
Yeah.
It's a shame because we're going to make that video, but we'll have to hold off for a little bit. And then I think Bivol's gone from main fight to second, but we'll make a video about that.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a tune-up, just to keep busy, isn't it? I don't think it's serious.
Who's it against?
It is somebody who's unbeaten, I think, or one of the contenders at light heavyweight. But then
I don't like them fights.
But you never. Sometimes those can mess up your plans.
I really, really don't like them.
Malik Zinad.
1st of June.
Yeah, it's just to replace the fight, isn't it? And then it's because now I think Wilder and Zhang has been moved to the main fight, isn't it?
Yes.
That was the headline.
But we'll see. But going back to the Canelo Munguia, no shame in getting beat to Canelo. He's still got a massive career at super middleweight.
Performance. It wasn't like he was completely overran.
And if I was Munguia,
Canelo just had more experience.
I'd be chasing. A couple of more top contenders.
Zinad hasn't actually lost a fight. It's 22-0, 16 KOs. So he's not a bad product. Probably hasn't fought anybody of the level of Oman. But, so anyway, we'll talk. That's another video.
Munguia. It's like say when you get beat by Canelo, it doesn't really make a difference, does it?
It's expected.
Yeah.
And the difference was really that it was the experience. It's just Canelo just used this experience. And you could see there was a little bit of lack of that in Munguia. And it wasn't that he fought badly.
I think Munguia will learn from it. I genuinely do.
Well, I think everybody said that. Their camp have said that. And Canelo said that he'll learn from that. There was no...
So no, I don't want to see Munguia back in the ring September time.
I'm still a fan of Munguia.
Oh, yeah. He's great.
I'm not going to say...
He's great.
I think he's really respectful, really nice guy, really good. He's a good boxer. He's got all the things. He's a strong boy.
Get some more fights. Just fight the big names in that super middleweight division. Keep yourself.
Well, I think he beats mostly the people. I think there's only maybe Benavidez and Canelo that were the ones who were always going to be tough. I think he beats everybody.
I think he should chase Benavidez.
Yeah, he should call him out.
He should.
So, yeah.
No, definitely. For Canelo, like I say, it's world his oyster. He can just sit and wait for that phone call for that 200 million that he's demanded. Good on him.
Yeah, it's probably going to be less, but I think it's setting us. You give me the
but
a decent package on, and
like
I'll
Eddie
fight
Hearn
him.
said, if you said 20 million, you can get 20 million. If you said 50 million, you can get 50 million. But now you've said 200 million. You know, he still might get 200. He's not going to get 200 million, but he might get 100.
Because I think he makes about 40, 50 anyway from a fight. So
there you go.
And he's a big enough star to do it.
So good on him. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, and I think Munguia's got
But no, it's been a
great. I think Munguia's got room when Canelo retires, isn't it?
It's been a great couple of weeks of boxing.
We've got some coming up as well. Obviously, there's that slightly
Huge
small
fights.
contest coming up next week.
May, June is fantastic for boxing, isn't it?
Well, it's May, June, July, and August now as well. We're spreading out. There's a few others coming up,
and then September, October, November, December. It's just.
Well, then September's like Riyadh season again.
Yeah, it's a great year of boxing. A lot of fights getting announced now.
So there's Ring of Fire next week, so that'd be good. And then there's Taylor and Cattrall will do
a
video on the weekend after.
5v5.
Then there's the 5v5 and then the Bivol fight.
Bud.
And then
that massive card in America,
Bud
which has been
Crawford,
announced.
which is like the Riyadh season in Vegas, or is it in New York or whatever? Where are they doing it?
Is it New York? I think it's New York, but that's a massive card.
It's somewhere different. I don't think it's Vegas.
Fantastic fights for everyone. Mr. Zhu's back in action. And then
Ortiz and Zhu. It was a good fight.
Yeah. And then we've got...
Well, Tim Zhu's going to be on that, isn't it? Zhu versus Ortiz. That's a hell of a fight.
And then we've got the Wembley announcement for Riyadh season in September. Return of AJ.
And maybe our man Inoue.
And maybe Inoue. Like I said,
LA. It's going to be
LA.
BMO Stadium.
So, there's some massive...
Yeah,
and then we'll have
Wembley,
Bivol, better
hopefully about
I think that's getting rearranged. So it's just... And I think you're looking at Joe Parker's going to be back in action soon. We've got our boy Caballero fighting.
Oh, Sanchez. Yeah. Well, the 5v5 and the bits are like...
It's just, it's great.
Zhangli Parker, isn't it? But we'll be making those videos coming up.
Massive.
We'll see you in all of them.
Massive year of boxing.
Well, it's like we said, all the other promoters are getting on board now, isn't it? So it's only your man, your fave, De La Hoya, who's ruining it a bit.
Can the bike, mate?
I think they need to get on board, isn't it? And then use it as a template. Even if they're going to make their own, use it as a template to make the fights. And good undercards.
Yeah, the problem with Golden Boy Promotions going to have is they're going to lose the fighters.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see the likes of, these fighters making millions because they're working with the Saudis and other promoters. So they'll just jump ship. See you later. And, it's nice to see the boxing's on, Sky, DAZN, PBC,
Well, it's good to
Amazon.
see. It's good. I think the best bit, like people obviously, some of them worried what Saudi's done, but they brought the promoters together to work together, like talk to each other, do something.
Yeah.
The TV networks together. Look, you need to get, work with each other. Don't just be isolated, work together, which means more people can watch it, which means it's better. You've got options to watch it now, whereas usually you're stuck on one
And
thing.
their promo videos are just absolute
And
belters.
their promo videos are just like,
Absolute
fantastic.
belters.
They get better and better. So,
big
I think boxing needed it. So it's good. And I think everybody else, instead of like moaning about it, get on with it and get on board. You can make them with yourself. You can speak to the other promoters and make fights. You don't have to get the Saudis involved if you don't want to. Obviously if you can, you can. But and then the good thing is if they do the LA season, they do the Wembley season and things, then it's going around in venues as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're not just keeping it to
And
Saudi.
hopefully
now,
you and I can go attend a couple of these, get invited.
Yeah, definitely want to go to the
It'd
London
be cool.
one.
Yeah.
The London one, I think we'll...
Well, if Inoue and AJ's in there, we're going to have to go and see.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for listening and watching. And like, subscribe, the usual. Comment, tell us what you think. What do you think of the Monsters' performance? Canelo's performance, Munguia's, etc. Nery.
Who do you want to see Canelo fight next? Is it Benavidez or Crawford?
Benavidez.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing against Crawford, but I just think it's Canelo is hard. If Triple G couldn't knock him out, and Triple G hits him a lot, then I don't see anybody else's scotch.
So
yeah,
but,
so you'd only your chances Bivol like tight outboxing him, isn't it? And that isn't really Crawford's game. Crawford's game is he works you out, that and loads you, and then knocks you out.
Well, let's see what the audience thinks. Do they want to see?
Yeah, let us know which one would you like to see, Crawford or who would you like Canelo to fight next? Or Benavidez, that seems to be the universal one. And yeah, thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you in the next one.